Pro workflow with VEO 3 is insane. Let's play it. This is a movie I just created in a few clicks. Let's get into it.
If you think you're just made by a prompt, you're crazy. Just saying. Are you AI?
Are you crazy?
You see it?
Are you crazy?
I ain't AI, I'm the real thing. You can look into my eyes.
If you vote for me, I will ban prompt theory.
There are people who think that all of this is just made by prompts, and they are crazy.
Show me the meaning! If you're a prompt, then why can't your prompt save you now?
I feel like everything is just ones, zeros.
We are not just ones and zeros. I would never date a man who believes in prompt theory.
I will ban prompt theory if you vote for me.
If you think you're AI, then why do you have feelings and emotions?
This is a one-shot prompt.
You AI. Are you crazy?
If I was AI, then how could I do this? Don't you realize none of this is real?
So that is basically the movie, and Google just dropped VEO 3 last week. I used it to create an entire film that basically completely changes your perception of what's real and what's AI generated. And today you'll learn how to access VEO 3's hidden advanced features that most creators don't even know exist yet. You're going to discover the exact prompting techniques I discovered that produce Hollywood level cinematic shots, and my step-by-step process for building a complete narrative film using nothing but AI. And if you want to get all the tutorials, all the courses on this for free, you get it inside the AI Success Lab. We've got free trainings, prompts, and courses directly down here. You can just click on the links and get direct access. So this stuff is absolutely wild. It's ridiculous how powerful it is, and we're going to get straight into it. So essentially, the way that I came up with this idea was, number one, I was watching a few different creations that people had created with VEO 3, but also, you can go into ChatGPT and the first stage here, or you can use Gemini 2.5 Pro, but basically you would go inside here and you'd be like, right, okay, give me some movie ideas for the theme of, and then, for example, let's say prompt theory is the idea of your theme. Well, let's get some ideas here. Short, simple. I like to keep it actually quite vague in terms of the scenes. And then, you could say something like add some humor too. And then from there, we can start building out the scenes that we have, right? Now, the other cool thing here is if we actually go over to Google AI Studio, we can upload media and then we can generate more scenes with that media, right? So if you've already created a video, let's say, for example, we've got a video example of an MP4 that we can upload. So we can click on this just to get started, completely free at aistudio.google.com, and then we can upload a file. So let's have a look through here. We could upload, for example, this interview clip here. And then we could take this prompt like so and say, give me some more funny ideas based on this scene about AI reacting to being AI, right? And basically what we can do inside AI Studio, which is one of the few AIs in the world that can do this, and you can do it for free, you can actually upload the MP4. It can understand the video that you've uploaded, so you can see it's actually using tokens to upload that, and then we can give it a prompt and say, like, give me more scenes, or give me more ideas, etc., and just bounce off for creativity using this directly here. So now it's giving us some other ideas. So for example, if we pull this up, it said, right, here are some funny ideas based on the scene about AI reacting to AI. So the AI starts questioning the interviewer with increasingly complex and philosophical prompts. The AI glitches out and starts speaking in snippets of code or random internet comments. The AI, upon realizing it's AI, asks if it gets paid and demands better processing power, right? So we could take something like that, and then we can say, okay, turn this into a gritty scenario like a Hollywood film, and give me 5 ideas for the short scene. Max 5 words of dialogue. You also want to keep the dialogue short when you're doing this, because if you're using VEO 3 to generate clips, it can only really do 8 seconds at a time, and the audio is kind of hit and miss, right? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So when you're doing this, you really want to be like just keeping the dialogue short, for example. So we say describe the scene, but just keep the dialogue itself short. We'll head into like so. That's going to start generating some ideas for the movie, and the ideas that we're going to generate here. And you know what's crazy about this is, like, imagine how much this would cost to produce. Like, even just simple scenes, like if we played that one before.
Are you AI?
Are you brave?
Think about that scene, right? How much work goes into generating a video like this? Like, you have to come up with the idea, go into New York, wherever you are, dress up in a suit, get the audio correct, so the audio quality has to be right, find 2 people who are willing to consent to having their video online, and then also get the lighting perfect, then edit it, and that's for like 8 seconds of clips, right? But using AI, you can now skip all that hour of work and just get straight into building your own movie, right? And you can do that from the comfort of your own home. So if we go back to the AI ideas now, we've got some ideas here. So for example, a junkyard of obsolete robots, rusting limbs, shattered screens, etc. So we can, for example, use that as a scene inside ours. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go over to Flow, right? And inside Flow, this uses VEO 3. Now, most people don't realize this, and I didn't realize when I first started using it, is that you get a choice of outputs here. So if you go with the defaults, and most people can't even see that little icon down there, it's like it's grayed out and you can't really see it. I think they're trying to hide it or something. But if you change the settings over here, you can change the quality from fast, which is VEO 2, the old model. Then you've got quality OK, which is like VEO 2, but the one that you want is highest quality, right? Now, this uses 100 credits based on your current settings. So you can see the settings here for how many credits you get per month. You actually get 1,000 monthly credits on the AI Pro plan inside Flow, right? And you only seem to get VEO 2 inside there. Whereas if you're on the Ultra plan, then you get 12,500 AI credits, and the highest quality allows you to generate a maximum of 83, right? And there's about 150 AI credits generated each time, right? So if we go back now to Flow, and this is available at labs.google/flow, we're going to plug in that example. We say a junkyard of obsolete robots, rusting limbs, shattered screens, blah, blah, the AI, a battered security bot with a dented chassis, stares at its own reflection in a cracked visor, its internal voice module crackles with static, processing insufficient, right? Feels futuristic, etc. So we'll hit enter like so, and then that's going to start generating. The other thing to note here is, like, sometimes the video generation doesn't work. Like, I've seen it like fail quite a few times. That's super annoying, because sometimes you can wait like 5 minutes for a video generation, and then you don't even get it in the end. So just be careful of that. And then, for example, we've got this clip right here, and sometimes it doesn't actually generate the audio. So for example, if we play this full screen, you'll see what I mean. It's a pretty cool scene, but there's no audio on that, right? And it seems to particularly struggle with videos with crowds talking, like it just won't generate the audio as well. So just be careful of that. But essentially, you can see here how you can basically, step number 1 is you come up with the scene idea, the movie idea, etc. Then step number 2, you generate the scene of the first part of the film. Then step number 3 is you go over to AI Studio, upload the MP4 and the video file there, and from there you can actually start generating more ideas, more scenes based on the theme of whatever movie you're building out, right? And you just want to make sure inside Flow that you do select highest quality inside your settings right there. So that's basically how it works. So let's keep testing this out now. We'll see what we got back. So it's 36% generated. It is going to take a few minutes to generate this. sometimes as well, this stuff comes out a bit weird. I'll show you what I mean. So let me play this one, for example. 2 women being interviewed at night by a presenter in New York, blah, blah, blah. Let's play this and see what we get.
You AI?
Are you crazy?
She's like, we're definitely not AI. Are you AI?
I mean, that one was pretty good, to be fair. Like, I should have included that in the movie. There were some, like, for example, this one. Let me play this one back. So you see how there's no sound on that? Like, the video quality is really good, but there's no sound, which is kind of like a waste of time. This one was weird as well. So, you'll see what I mean. You see how there's like, it sounds like there's a crowd in the background there when we're generating the video. So you just have to be careful of this. And I'm not sure whether it still uses credits when it fails, but I have a suspicion it might do. I just feel like that's probably the way it works. Is like, you know, if it messes up, it's on you. It's your credits gone. I don't know if that's the case, but I just imagine that's often how these tools work. So when you're generating these scenes as well, step by step, the other thing that you can do here, and this is what I do. I like to do this inside Descript, which is a video editing tool. So when I'm putting all these scenes together, what I can actually do is generate the background music for it, right? And I would recommend using suno.com for generating this. You can get free music made off the back of that, as long as you're not using it for commercial stuff. If you're using it for commercial stuff, then you need to upgrade, I think. But for example, here, I've generated a few songs. So this was the cinematic music that I generated. Let's click on this. And then we can play it. It's kind of got that, what's that TV program from HBO? Totally forgot it. It's one of my favorite TV shows as well. But basically, it's kind of got like that dystopian feel, right? And so if you go inside Suno and you want to create background music for your video, you can actually go to the home here. Then you can click on create your own song. Then you can type in whatever you want. So, okay, let's say it's a dystopian movie. So we're going to put dystopian movie about AI taking over the world, right? Scary, fearful, tense. Just describe like the emotions that you want to create in this. Then you can click on create here. But what we also need to do is, if it's a background music for a video, I would recommend going with instrumental. And then you can see here we've selected instrumental, etc. I'm also just going to put no lyrics just to be safe. And then we shall click create on that. Right? And that will generate the music for us right here. Succession. That is a HBO. It's just come back to me. Succession. That is the HBO program I was talking about. All right. So you can see how quickly that music has been generated. So you've got 2 different options right here. Let's play that out. Pretty nice, right? And then if we click on download over here, we'll download the MP3. And then if we go over to Descript, Descript is, it just makes it super easy to generate responses. So if we go to Descript now, it's going to take a little while to load up, I think. Here we go. All right, so inside Descript, you can actually edit your video scenes. So let's say, for example, you want to create a movie like this. Well, it's pretty simple and easy. So if we go back to Google Chrome here, we'll go back to Flow. Hopefully that video is generated. Yes, it has. Let's play this.
Processing. Processing. Insufficient.
All right.
Processing.
So we've got the video right there. Then we can download. I'm just going to download it as the original size, otherwise it's going to take ages to load. And now we can start building out a film. So if we go back to Descript, right, and let's say you're trying to create a film from scratch, well, you would just go to New Project, Video Project, upload the MP4 files that you want to insert into the scenes. So for example, like this one. We'll wait for that to load. Usually get added pretty quickly, as you can see. And then we can just add different scenes below to create our own video. And then you can change the name however you want. So let's say, for example, dystopian movie, like you can see. And then if we click on show timeline over here, we can see the different scenes, right? And we can chop them up. So if you click on this one, this cursor right here, that will allow you to move the scenes. If you click on this one, it will actually allow you to chop your scenes and move around with them and that sort of thing.
Processing. Processing. Insufficient.
Now, what you're also going to see is on the clip, the subtitles are pretty bad, right? It's just one thing to be aware of. It's like usually the subtitles are wrong. Now, if we go back here, we're going to take another MP4 that we generated. All right, and you can see how we're just gradually building out this film. Now, if you want to add music to this as well, let me show you how. So if we go back to Finder, go to Downloads, and we'll grab that MP3 file that you just generated from Suno. So if we plug that inside here, we can actually add that right at the start, right? So you see how I'm just dragging and dropping it here? There we go. And now we've got the music overlaid on top of the scenes. So let's play this back.
Are you AI?
Are you crazy?
You see it?
Are you crazy?
Processing. Processing. Insufficient.
Now, if you add another scene in here, so if we click on enter and then add another file in here, let's take another MP4 like so. And so when you add that in, you're going to see that the music, it doesn't extend automatically, right? So the music is going to cut off there. Let me show you what I mean.
Insufficient.
You AI.
So you see how it cuts off? So what you want to do is just drag that over here, right? Drag that at the bottom, and then that will make the music play on the last scene too.
Are you crazy?
And then we just need to drag that all the way. Let's play that again.
AI. Are you crazy?
So basically, that's how you can create this stuff. Create your own film. Really easy to build out. And then if you want to export this on Descript, which is the easiest way I know, then you can just export it as a local link and click download. Or you can do a local export here. You can even export directly to YouTube as well. But yeah, I would say the easiest and fastest is the web link. And that doesn't seem to use the processing power of your laptop so much as well. So you can see now basically how to build out a complete movie, right? So essentially, you come up with an idea. ChatGPT using this prompt is going to help you come up with more scenes and ideas for your video. And if you want all of these prompts, I'll put them inside the AI Success Lab, link in the comments description. Completely free, along with the video sample from this. And then if we go back, what you would do from there is start generating the prompts inside Flow. Now you can actually do frames to video. So if you do frames to video, you can add a frame that you've already generated, like you can see, right? So that's pretty cool as well to make your video more interesting. And then also what you can do here is if we click on add to scene, we can actually extend the existing movie scene that we have, right? So if we click on plus, extend, that will make the scene longer in itself. Now, from there, what you're going to do is get the MP4 files of the film that you've got, and you can upload that into AI Studio, and that will give you some more ideas, right? Now, you can see here, for example, this is the prompt that I used. So if you want that prompt, it's inside the AI Success Lab as well, completely free. And then you can use Suno to generate the music as well. Just be careful with commercial licenses, right? Like if you use this to monetize, then you need to get the pro plan. And then from here, you can import into Descript. Descript is really good for just organizing all the files, cutting the scenes up. I like to chop some of the scenes up and then get rid of any silences, right? So for example, if we go back to Descript here, let me show you an example of what I mean.
You AI. Are you crazy? You AI.
So like right there, because it kind of gets a bit boring, there's no speech, you could just chop it up and then delete that audio, and then the clip will just cut there. Right? And then you can go to the next scene, the next scene, the next scene, right? And if you uploaded a song, I don't think you can upload a song to Google Flow, just something to be aware of there. The way that I do it is I just add the music in later on Descript, and that makes it easy to like cut and copy and edit and make the scene and the movie and everything like that, right? Now, if you want to get the video resources that I mentioned today, it's all inside the AI Success Lab, completely free. If you want to see the video example of what I created, you can get it right here. You can actually download it and then make your own if you want. I don't care. Like, feel free to do whatever you want with it. And then, yeah, basically inside here as well, we've got 3 different courses on VEO 3. So if you want to learn more about this stuff and how it works, etc., feel free to get that inside the AI Success Lab. So thanks so much for watching. That's basically everything on VEO 3 and my Gemini 2.5 workflow. You know exactly how to use it, what the prompts are, all the resources, all the links, plus you got 3 different courses right there on exactly how to use it as well. All right, and it is absolutely wild what you can build with this. I mean, just to put this in perspective, this feels very Hollywood. Like, it feels very unique and new, and you know, it's probably better than a lot of films on Netflix. Let's be honest at this point. Let's play this back one more time.
Breaking news today, it appears that the world is a simulation.
If you think you're just made by a prompt, you're crazy. Just saying.
Are you AI?
Are you crazy?
You see it?
Are you crazy?
I ain't AI. I'm the real thing. You can look into my eyes. If you vote for me, I will ban prompt theory.
There are people who think that all of this is just made by prompts, and they are crazy.
Show me the meaning! If you're a prompt, then why can't your prompt save you now?
I feel like everything is just ones and zeros.
So you get the point. I mean, that's 1.5 minutes long. It took me 24 hours, right? And honestly, like, maybe in total time spent on Flow, it was probably more like a couple of hours, 2 or 3 hours, to build that stuff out. So it's actually probably faster in reality for us to create movies like that versus normal. Now, if you want to get support on this, if you want to be able to DM me and ask for advice, if you're interested in building stuff like this, feel free to get my help inside the AI Profit Boardroom. This is an awesome community where everybody's just doing crazy stuff like this all the time, right? It's what keeps me going, what keeps me learning about AI. And it's just an awesome group of people that we all have a lot of fun with when it comes to building stuff with AI as well. And also, if you want to make more money, if you want to save more time, if you want to grow your business, these are all the workflows that I've used to save time, make more money, and scale my business. So if you want the same workflows, feel free to get that inside the AI Profit Boardroom. Link in the comments description. Appreciate you watching. Cheers. The best way to do it is add the music later. AI is revolution in film creation. Would agree with that. I think it's totally changing the world. Ash Ibiza says, is VEO Flow still unavailable in the UK? I think I saw someone mention they were using it inside the comments. I'm not sure or not, but yeah. And then Norman says, greetings from Bermuda Islands, mate. Great to see you here. Great to see you here. Tama says, awesome shot. Ash Ibiza says, Succession. Boom. Yeah, awesome. It's absolutely awesome. And Carlos says, I'm still struggling to get audio in my videos too. Kind of annoying. Yeah, I would agree with you. It's kind of annoying waiting for like a clip to be generated. It takes like 5 minutes and then, you know, it doesn't actually work. But it's fun. It's fun. I'm not going to lie to you. And it's kind of like pretty rewarding creating this stuff. I had a lot of fun building it out, to be honest with you. Let me shut down Descript. So next up, we're going to be looking and comparing a couple of different tools that I think you're all probably using in a minute, which is Claude and Gemini 2.5 Pro versus Claude 4 Sonnet. This is one of the things that a lot of people were asking me about inside the comments yesterday. And so, you know, let's put it to the test and see what works, compare them side by side, you know. Claude 4 Sonnet versus Gemini 2.5 Pro. Who wins? Today we'll find out which AI truly dominates. We're about to settle the ultimate AI showdown and basically test them side by side and see what we can create. And what you're about to see may shock you, because some of the stuff you can build with this is just absolutely amazing. So let's get straight into it, and I'm going to show you what we can build. We're going to test these side by side, and we're specifically testing Claude 4 Sonnet versus Gemini 2.5 Pro. So let's get into it, right? Now, if you want to build with Gemini 2.5 Pro for free, you can use AI Studio. And then if you want to build with Claude 4 Sonnet for free, then let me show you exactly how to do that in a second as well. And we'll pull these up side by side. Now, I've got a bunch of awesome prompts as well that we're going to be testing. And actually, I'm genuinely interested to see what we get back from this. It's going to be pretty wild, I think. So, let's get straight into this. And by the way, if you want all the prompts, they're inside the AI Profit boardroom. So, we're going to test these side by side. One thing I'm going to allow inside Claude is extended thinking, just to get better responses from Claude 4 Sonnet. The first thing that we're going to go with inside both of these is this keyword game. Now, I just need to make sure as well that I've got Gemini 2.5 Pro selected, which I have. Awesome stuff. I'm just going to change that to the latest version. So make sure that you're not using the 6th of May version. Use, oh, actually, that's Flash Preview. Yeah, let's just go with 6th of May then. And then we'll pull these up side by side. All right. If you want all these prompts, they're inside the AI Profit boardroom. You can just run them through ChatGPT and say customize them to my niche or whatever you want, right? So, for example, we're going to say build a keyword rain game. Let's plug them in, see what we get back, and then we can preview the HTML later. Now, we could also use Gemini, and it'd be interesting to know whether you get better responses inside Gemini or inside AI Studio. Obviously, Gemini is paid. I'm on the advanced model. But if you want to use it for free, you can use it inside AI Studio. So let's roll with this. Actually, I just need to allow the canvas. There we go. You can see Claude 4 Sonnet is already coding away. And if you're wondering, okay, what's the prompt? So we said build a keyword rain game where juicy SEO keywords fall from the sky in rainbow fonts. You swipe only the gold ones. Every correct swipe trigger flashes slot machine sounds and firework combos. Miss one, screen shake, single HTML, right? So the other thing we're looking for here is speed and also whether it can one-shot, right? So Gemini 2.5 Pro is still building out. Let's see what we get back in a sec. So with the output from AI Studio, the way that I'm going to preview this is if we go to Live Weave, we can just plug that in, all right? Let's plug that in over here. Here we go. Keyword rain SEO. Let's start the game, see what we get. is okay. Pretty average, to be honest with you. Let's have a look at Gemini's output, what we got here. Very similar, to be fair. But that's a bit more, to be fair, it looks better inside Gemini than it does AI Studio. So AI Studio and Gemini are both using 2.5 Pro to build stuff out. But you can see how it doesn't work now, actually, which is weird. So you see how it's not generating anything else there? Let's see what Claude 4 Sonnet builds out. By the way, just whilst we're waiting for that to generate on Claude 4 Sonnet, if you want to see some other examples of stuff I built, check this out. This was built this morning. Pretty cool, right? Like, that gets the dopamine going. It's pretty crazy. Now, anyway, we're going to close that. Close that. Let's get back to Claude 4 Sonnet, see what we got here. It's incredible. Only the gold keywords. Alright, let's go with the gold ones. There we go. It's a pretty easy game, but you get the point. There we go. Alright, good stuff. So, I would say out of all of them, honestly, Claude 4 Sonnet won that by a long way. I didn't think the output from AI Studio was that great. Gemini actually just stopped working after the first round, but Claude 4 actually worked and it had all the sound effects and everything else. So let's move on to the next one now. Which is the backlink blaster. By the way, some people in the comments, they say like build something out that I would actually use or whatever. What you can do with these prompts is like you can run them through ChatGPT and say just customize them to my niche, right? So any ideas that you see in these videos, you can just build them out to whatever niche you're in. Doesn't matter. So we're building out each of these. Let's see what we got. We already got the code from Gemini 2.5 Pro coming out, which is good. There we go. So we got Gemini 2.5 in the middle. One thing I just need to do is just generate that with Canvas. Always remember to generate on Canvas because it doesn't come up on default. Claude 4 has come back to us. Let's test this out. Not that great, to be honest. That wasn't a great game. Let's see what we got back from AI Studio. I like the ones with the sound effects and the neon lights. So this is the output from AI Studio. Let's see what we get back here. Not the best game there. Let's see what we got back from Gemini. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one. That is pretty insane. It's broken, but I liked it. I liked it. That one was the most entertaining. I wouldn't say any of them were particularly interesting, to be honest. But that one was probably the best. So I would say Gemini 2.5 Pro won that one. It's the most interesting. This one, not so great. The one from AI Studio, not so great. But yeah, you get the point. Alright, so let's take the next one now. We're going to say build a Google algorithm boss fight. Let's plug this in. Say just gonna, to make it more interesting, say neon lights to trigger dopamine plus include sound effects. That's what we're all about these days, alright? The other day I was watching my videos and I was like, back in the day I used to talk about backlinks and all that stuff. And that's still what we sell as an agency, but I never thought I'd be in a position where I'm just coding out games in one click with AI on a live stream. Like, it's a very weird sort of progression. So anyway, let's keep playing these out, seeing what we get back. Who's going to win here? That's the question. In terms of speed. I think it might be AI Studio, you know. Oh, it's Claude Force on it. Let's see what we got back here. It doesn't make any sense. That does not make any sense. Right, and what I'm going to do inside Claude Force on it is just say, we'll take a screenshot here. And say inside here, make sure the game is more interesting than this black screen. There should be characters, plus it should feel like a 3JS game. And we'll just recode that and see what we get back in a second. So now we've got the code back from Gemini. Let's pull this one up, see what we got. That's horrible. Those sound effects are horrible. I mean, it's winning so far just because it actually created something that worked. I don't even know what this is. But we'll run with it. We'll run with it. One thing I would say here is probably the prompt is a bit too complex for the AI. And so it doesn't really know how to build it or what to build out. So that's something that I personally could improve. So let's go back onto LiveWeave now. We'll take the output from AI Studio. It's kind of like a turn-based game. But it doesn't make much sense. So, I mean, in terms of who's winning here, I'm going to say that the AI Studio came in second, Gemini came in first, Claude Force on it didn't really build anything out that was useful. But maybe we'll get something better back in a sec. Alright, let's see what else we can build here. Well, here we go. So we've got the second output from Claude Force on it. Why is it Why has it just got that inside the top left? Doesn't make any sense. Alright, Claude 4 Sonnet just got totally confused there. Probably my bad prompts, but still, you can see how it worked on AI Studio and Gemini as well. Next up, let's keep going now. So what we're going to say is build a SERP racing game. So let's plug that in. We'll go with Gemini as well. And just to be clear here, so Gemini has won 2 out of 3 of the battles. Claude 4 is coming in second to Gemini 2.5 Pro. But we'll keep going, we'll keep testing for you and seeing what we get back in a sec. Here we go. Claude 4 Sonnet seems to be the fastest, honestly, from what I can see. So let's see what we got here. That's working beautifully. Let's just unmute this as well, because it does have sound effects. Do you know what? I'm going to publish that one. And then we'll give it a cheeky go. I mean, the fact that you can just build this out in a minute is just absolutely wild for the quality. How long would it take a coder to build this stuff out, right? So let's go on this. See what we got here. So we're flying a blog post. We want to get backlinks. I mean, it actually makes sense as a game, to be fair. We're increasing the speed. Oh, yes. We're absolutely nailing it. Oh, no. We crashed into the SERP void. That's pretty cool. I mean, we can... Not bad at all, that. Not bad at all. All right. Now let's see what we got back from AI Studio. That looks to be getting a bit confused. Sometimes it does this AI Studio with sound effects. So you see how it's just creating loads of code? I reckon it's going to break, but we'll see in a sec. And then we got Gemini still building this out. That should be ready to preview in a sec. Here we go. Pilot your blog post through the treacherous SERPs, collect fuel boost and nitro, avoid AI spam and 404 asteroids. Okay, let's go. There's nothing on screen, mate. Yeah, there's nothing going on there. Nothing to dodge. And AI Studio is still going hard in the paint on ones and zeros over here. Look at that. Alright, so far, I mean, I would say Claude 4 Sonnet has won that round. And also, the difference here is that Claude 4 Sonnet created a perfectly working game that actually makes sense. It didn't get stuck on the code like this one. And the game was a lot more fun than the other two. So, it's winning on all rounds, alright? So, it's 2-all so far. Let's see what else we're going to create now. I'm just going to stop AI Studio because it's been stuck for 207 seconds. So let's go with the final round. We're going on canvas. And then we're going to run this through Claude 4 Sonnet. To be honest, Claude 4 Sonnet will probably finish before both of them, even though we've given both of them the head start. But let's see what we get back. And if you're wondering, okay, why am I using Sonnet instead of other methods? So the reason I'm using Sonnet was like a lot of people were asking for it in the comments yesterday. So I was like, right, let's create this, right? Let's test them out. Opus is really powerful too. But yeah, I just want to test out Sonnet. I think Sonnet might be, well, it's definitely cheaper if you're using the API as well. So that's a big difference too. You might be wondering, okay, like what other AI tools do I use? So I actually have inside the AI Profit Boardroom a list of all my favorite tools, right? So if you want to learn, you know, what tools am I using inside my business, what are my top 3, etc., feel free to join the AI Profit Boardroom. Link in the comments description. You can learn how to build this stuff out yourself, and also what we use and what's working right now. So again, Claude 4 Sonnet has created something straight off the bat. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, it's just incredible. It's SEO Space Invaders. I think, to be honest, we could make that even more interesting, which I might do in a second, but it's pretty cool. All right, here's what I'm gonna say. Make the screen crazier with more animations, music, flashing colors, and overall craziness. Plus, make the screen shake. There we go. All right. Because Claude 4 is so fast, like we can probably code 2 versions before the other 2 are ready. So Gemini is still coding back here. And then we've got the code back from AI Studio. You might be wondering, like, do you need the premium version of Claude as well? I would just try the free version and see if it works for you. If it works for you, then you can upgrade because you're like, right, I need bigger limits and that sort of thing. So this is the output from AI Studio. Let's start playing this now. It's not bad. Yeah, it's quite fun. It's quite fun. I wouldn't say it's as good as Claude 4 Sonnets, but not bad at all. Now we've got Geminis over here, so let's see what we get back. I can't see the main character at the bottom. But not bad. Not bad. I'm still going to go with Claude 4 Sonnet. I think it was way more interesting. So out of the 5 rounds, Claude 4 Sonnet won 3 rounds. Gemini 2.5 won 2 rounds. 2.5 Pro. Right? Someone asked, like, what's the heart about as well? I'm not even sure myself, to be honest with you. On this one, right? Maybe that's like your health score or something, like you have to protect it. But yeah, that's what I mean, like it doesn't quite add up, it doesn't quite make sense. So, now we've got the Claude 4 Sonnet output, let's check this out. Okay, this went mad. Look at that. Alright, alright. I'm just going to close that down. Let's close that down. So, Claude 4 Sonnet won by a long way. That was pretty crazy stuff. Yeah, if you want to get all the prompts from today, plus tons of courses on Claude 4, how to use Gemini 2.5 Pro, etc., feel free to get that inside the AI Profit Boardroom. Comes with all the examples that I've shown you today, and also all of the prompts, plus much more. And you can get that inside the AI Profit Boardroom. Sorry, the AI Success Lab, completely for free. Right? All this stuff is free. And if you want to get help, support, if you want to connect with me, if you want to be able to DM me and get advice, etc., feel free to get that inside the AI Profit Boardroom. This also comes with like weekly coaching calls, all of my best automations. If you want to know, okay, what AI tools are working right now, feel free to get all the information inside the AI Profit Boardroom. The main thing here as well is like the community is just a million times better inside the AI Profit Boardroom, right? So if you need help, support, coaching, if you need advice, if you have questions, this is the place to go, right? And you can post in here, introduce yourself, and also it's just about having fun, right? I know a lot of people who join this because they were in an area where they can't connect with people doing the same things, right? And so this is one of the best places to go. So feel free to get that link in the comments description to the AI Profit Boardroom. You've seen all the madness. We've seen that Claude 4 Sonnet wins today. Very tight battle. Both of them created like really cool stuff, but Claude 4 Sonnet is the GOAT right now, and you can use Claude 4 Sonnet as well for free. So pretty cool stuff. Before we move on to the next one, what we got. Also, Claude 4 Unlovable is something else. Not tested that, but yeah, I bet it's really cool. Retro World News says, do you feel SEO is dead? I get that question every day, and I'm like, no. It's like, I see my clients absolutely crushing it, and also more people are searching than ever with AI, right? So, like, the number of searches on Google has actually increased since AI came out. So, it's helping people get more traffic, and it's helping people sell more with SEO. But the thing is, like, the days of all the stuff that you used to see in the world have pretty much gone, you know, all the black hat techniques and everything else. Like, if you want to rank with SEO, if you want to get more free traffic to your business, then you have to do things the right way, which is building quality backlinks, building authority. Like, those AI search engines, they're better at filtering for quality than like your typical sort of Google searches. So that's the biggest difference here. Google just dropped Stitch, a new tool that builds UI for apps in one click for free, and I'm about to show you exactly how to use it step by step. You see, built this dashboard for free in one single click, and you learn how to turn a single text prompt into a fully functional front-end application without writing any code. And you'll get all of my best prompts for doing this, plus why this could replace expensive front-end developers and save you thousands on custom app development. So basically, inside Stitch, which is free, you get about 300 generations per month. What you can see here is you can go inside Stitch, and this is available at stitchwithgoogle.com. I've got all the notes and resources inside the AI Success Lab, but essentially you can create a web or a mobile front end, and then you just plug in the prompt that you want to create. So, for example, if we scroll down here, you got to bear in mind this is just for the UI, right? So if we plug this prompt in, we're going to go like, so we'll say make a catalog of SEO services displayed in bold glassmorphic cards, use high saturation neon and black theme with fat headline fonts and glowing button styles, right? And you can choose between web or mobile. We'll go with mobile for now, and then we can start running with this, right? And you'll see that it will start coding out on the left hand side. It will take a couple of minutes to generate, but basically that's how easy it is. And then you can see it's now generating the preview over here. Now you can go back and forth inside Stitch on the left hand side and then start building out whatever you want. And from here we can just wait for that to load. Now we can actually generate multiple different apps at the same time as well. So if we go to duplicate on the tab, we can plug in another version. So this time we'll go with the web. So you could create like a front end for your website and that sort of thing. And we'll hit generate designs on that, right? And I've said design a single screen dashboard showing fake traffic, rankings and backlinks in massive numbers, blah, 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 right? Basically create like an SEO tool. So those are going to take a little while to generate, and we'll start going with a few different ideas here. But the main thing here is like, you can basically go from idea to an image or wireframe for your UI in like literally 1 or 2 prompts. And if you don't like what you see or you have some changes, you can iterate on it. So here's some examples of what you can build, how you can build it, etc. And it literally just came out on the 20th of May, which is not long at all. And if we go back to our screenshot here, you can see an example of what the dashboard looks like. So we can actually grab the code for that, like you can see, or we can click on the design. We can also get the Figma as well, so we can copy the Figma for that too. Or if you wanted, you could just copy the image like this, right? Now, if you wanted to actually build out the app, let me show you how you can do that. So you could go to something like Firebase Studio, for example. And then inside here, you can generate apps for free. So if we add an image from desktop and we save that image that we just generated from Stitch, we'll attach this here. There we go. And we'll say, okay, generate an SEO analytics app like this, right? And so we've attached the image from Stitch, and now we can create the rest of the functionality for the app, right? You could also give some more descriptions on like what you want the app to do, etc. But basically you can design the front end and then get Firebase to design the actual functionality. So now it's actually coming back with the app blueprint based on the screenshot that we created. So the app blueprint, SEO Zen, features, etc., style guidelines, and prototype this app. Now what you could also do is you could go over to bold.new and use the same sort of process. But bear in mind, Firebase Studio is free to use. But if we go over to Bolt like so, we can say create an SEO analytics app with the same design attached. Hit enter. This is available at bolt.new, and you could do the same on Lovable as well. So lovable.dev, and then attach that image. Now, the good thing about doing this is, like, let's say Firebase stops working for some reason, like you can see right here, or it takes ages to reply. That's okay, because you can benchmark it against bold.new or Lovable as well. They do have like free credits for each day. I think you can build out like maybe 1 project a day with Lovable for free. With bold.new, you can, I think you get a limited number of tokens, but it's like 1 task or a few tasks per month. And then with Firebase, you can create out like 20 different workspaces. So just delete the old workspaces you're not using if you run out of credits and that sort of thing. And then you can basically benchmark them between each other and see which one creates the best apps. Now, if we go back to Stitch, let's have a look at some of the other stuff we built. So this was the website. To be honest, I really don't like the design on that. We zoom out a bit here. See how it's just kind of like fuzzy on the quality side? Don't like that at all. But yeah, here's another one. So the prompt for this was design for an internal company tool that collects feedback from employees on a monthly basis. And then you can see the output right here. Now, what you can also do is if you want to go and give feedback or change it and that sort of thing, then you can go back to the app that you've built. And you can say, okay, create this in white, or like use my brand colors. And then just give it the brand colors that you want to work with. You can also click on the AI here. And then it will just start building that out for you. Now, if we go back to SEO Zen, so this is the project that we built on Firebase. You can see an example of the app built out, right, based on the analytics and the dashboard that we gave it. So it's gone off, started working its magic. You would need to go back and forth. So you can see here, if I click on this, and this, it doesn't really work. Inside bolt.new, it's taken that screenshot and then actually built it out, so we can flick between the tabs, and we've got the front end based on what Stitch gave us. And then also the same inside Lovable. And then you can just build out each page, right? So you can see this is not clickable. So you can say, okay, now create the keywords page. Also, what you can see here is you can connect this to Supabase, right? So if you want people to be able to log in on the back end, then you can connect it to Supabase. Pretty simple and easy. You just get an API key. But essentially, you can go from idea to Stitch with the UI. Then you can plug that into bolt.new, Firebase, or Lovable. And from there, you can just build out the app that you want to build, right? Now, if you want to deploy any of this stuff, right, you can go to deploy over here. And that'll actually deploy it to a subdomain. So you see on the left-hand side how it's deploying that now. We've now got the app that we created deployed on that subdomain. Now, obviously, you wouldn't deploy it until you've built out each page, but you can see how that works. So if we say now, okay, build out the rest of the pages. And inside Lovable, you can see the keywords page now for this SaaS tool. So we said, right, now create the keywords page. It went off and did it. We can see the new feature. And then if we click between the dashboard and the keyword section here, it's built out the rest of the app based on the example that we gave it from Stitch earlier, right? So a very similar UI. Now, you can also flick between the pages at the top here. And then you can flick between the web version and the mobile version. So this is a mobile preview and what it looks like. So you can see this is also responsive too. You can flick between all the keywords, etc. I mean, I actually wish there was something like that for mobile, to be honest. But yeah, works pretty nice. So now, if we come back to Stitch, we've said use my brand colors. It went off and did that, created the plan, like you can see. One thing we could also do as well here is we could just get the code. So let's click on the code here. We can take that code like so. And I think you could probably go onto bolt.new and say, use this code, generate the rest of the app. I don't know if that will work, but we'll try it. The other thing to note with Bolt is like it can often break. The actual output from Bolt this time worked perfectly, to be fair, but I've seen instances where it doesn't work at all. But if we go back here, so we said build out the rest of the pages, it went off and coded, and you can see each page works perfectly. So the dashboard works nice, the keywords, the competitor section, the reports, and the settings. Pretty crazy. So that was an app built in, what, less than 10 minutes? Quick deployment, really simple and easy to use. We can flick between responsive mode and normal. We can open that up in a separate preview. If we click on Connect Project, what that's actually going to do is deploy it on a subdomain, like you can see. And then if we click on code over here, we can download that, right? So we can download that as a zip file, or we can integrate it with Stripe, Supabase, and GitHub as well. So pretty nice like sort of workflow between Bolt, Lovable, and everything else. Really simple and easy to build, and for some reason this doesn't normally work, but it actually worked out perfectly. So thanks so much for watching. If you want to get all of my prompts and the workflow for using Stitch plus the links, etc., feel free to get that inside the AI Success Lab. This comes with all of my best trainings on pretty much everything related to AI that's come out recently, and it also has a community of 7,900 members. You can join it for free, link in the comments description. And if you want to get coaching support, if you want to get DMs, if you want to get my secret workflows that I do not share anywhere else, plus all my best training courses and weekly coaching calls, then feel free to get that inside the AI Profit Boardroom. This is where I'm most active, right? So if you want to connect with me personally, the AI Profit Boardroom is the best place, and you can get that directly, link in the comments description. So thanks so much for watching, appreciate it, see you on the next one, cheers, bye bye.